Now, Dr. Grablick just joined us. Welcome, Dr. Grablick.
Thank you.
And we start talking about how to prepare our kids. So let's move to part two. How can we do to prepare for our kids? The very first question I have here from our parents is, how do we start with the end in mind and set our kids for success from the very beginning? I think, Dr. Grablick, maybe you can share some insight with us, since you've been taught in both K-12 and college level, and what you think are important things parents need to know.
Yeah, sure. I was listening to some things Lori said, and I just came in around 4:17, so I don't want to repeat anything that was said before. But let me talk more directly about the end game, the college level student, and what it is that can make someone, even at a very young age, have a greater chance of success of getting into a very strong college. It's funny because I was just a little while ago working with a student on that article relating to the admission scandals we heard about recently, and people looking for a side door to get in. No, the best thing is to get into the front door, and your child will have the best chance of doing so as a unique. If she is a very unique individual, has life experiences that are different, has career aspirations, has demonstrated certain skills such as working in groups, teamwork, leadership, that sort of thing. But the unique experiences and unique goals and outlooks on life are what really can make someone stand out among the crowd. You probably know that students applying to get into school are going to have a slew of the usual accomplishments. They'll have excellent grades, and those are important to have. They're going to have a lot of extracurricular, sports, music, and community involvement is another great thing too. I don't want to dismiss that, but even in that regard, what a student does should be something that other people don't do. And that's why I know, for example, some people will encourage students to find something, maybe a certain book or maybe a certain project, something they've always been interested in, and take part in that. Read about it, find out more about it from a very young age. I know Lori mentioned 5th grade is perhaps a good grade to get started with one's interest in reading at the level one will need for the SAT or ACT. But really, a very young age is when that interest can be sparked. So if a child does start asking questions about, why did they kick Pluto out of the solar system? Well, they didn't kick it out. It just was demoted. Maybe there's something that child will want to pursue. Behind me, I have something you really don't see any longer, card catalogs at the library. But the library is a great thing. There are physical libraries. There are, online libraries, but reading is a fantastic thing. Lori and others probably touched on already. A basis in reading is going to improve a student's knowledge level, ability to absorb information that's going to be key on standardized tests when a student goes to college. But let me just throw one example out there, because I know I'm probably going way over the 2.5 minutes I was given. I know a story of a student. This is a student of mine who had this very interesting idea of coming up with a cure for this terrible disease. And he explained it to me, and he said, we isolate these cells and this, and he clearly had done a lot of reading. I don't know whether his plan would work, but he has a lot of great things to convince the school that, he's got the kind of insight. He's got something that can contribute and others can benefit from. He's not just your typical outstanding student, and that's a strange thing to say, typical plus outstanding. But at top schools, you get so many people who are at the very best of the same kinds of categories. How is he different? How does he stand out among them? He certainly had his foot in the door with that and many other things. So I think, let me hold up there now. And
okay. That's really nice. That's really nice. That's really good to know that, like, even though you have high GPA, you have really nice resume, you also need some kind of personality there to show people who you are. You are not produced from the same mold as other kids. You are the unique you. Like, you need to show us your personality. And this all starts from a very young age. We need to expand our kids' horizon and be able to explore different kind of interests. So eventually they will know what they want, and they have the strong interest, the strong passion, they have their goal, and they have a plan to meet their goal eventually, right? They know which direction they want to go. They find the gas, get a gear, and then they go toward that direction. Thank you so much, Dr. Grablick. And myself, I've been working in college for about 15 years till now, and I mainly work in the learning and teaching field. And we did some research on successful college learners. So think about it, even after you get into the top university, it's still not a guaranteed success. Most people can succeed at college level. They have some common characteristics like self-regulation. Another thing we always say is self-authorship, which means the student have self-awareness, self-advocacy, know who they want to be. He is the director of his own show. He is the director of his own life. He's not following other people's pattern. He knows what he want to do. And then this person may be a lifelong learner. And all of these learning strategies, learning habits, cognitive development, all of these need us to start modeling your kids' learning from a very young age. All the things hidden in the details. If we don't pay attention to that, and eventually the kids only go to school and finish homework, preparing for the test, and when it comes to high school, you ask your kid, what do you like? What do you like? Tell me what your interest. And there's no way for the kids to tell you, here is a project that I really want to work on. Probably he just gonna grab random things on the table and tell you, this is a project that I can do at a moment. It's not like Follow the Heart has any passion on that.